Got you. And in your experience from the beginning stages of getting like medical school and then all the way up to fellowship, where do you find that a lot of people really struggle or they fall off in terms of their medical profession? Is there like a specific time period that you see a lot of people like go down and just leave the medical profession altogether? And how do you see them overcoming that?
I guess the first step is med school. There are many students who may struggle through medical school. You do
Yeah.
see people, failing, have remediating, those kinds of things. I think the environment has changed in the sense that a lot of schools now are recognizing that it can be tough. So there's a lot of resources for people. There's a lot of mentorship, a lot of educational resources that are available that help people through. If you can survive the initial challenges and really understand what it takes and how much studying you'll have to do, and that you are going to have to give up some of the activities that you enjoy because you just may not necessarily have time during certain periods, like when it's time to take tests and things like that. If you can get through it with support from your school, with good mentorship, then people do survive medical school, but it requires a support system through the school as well as your own peer network. I think that's very, very important. Have a good supportive peer network, especially for the young folks of today. I find that's where they really struggle. They are not like us. You couldn't beat us down. You beat us, we stand up. You
Yeah.
push us down, we stand up. But it is different today. And then the next step people falter at is from medical school to residency. It's a huge
Yeah.
jump. It's a
Mhm.
huge jump. And whereas all the medical students I talk to, they all say residency is hard because that's what they've heard. But what it really means, they have no idea that your medical school is now over. You're entering the workforce, but you're still a trainee. You are a doctor, but you can't practice medicine independently, right? You have
Yeah.
to work hard, but you're not getting the paycheck that you really want. So that's another thing. And so these 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is of training that you're doing, at the beginning. I think once people get through the first year or so and they realize, okay, residency is a job, training, but it's a job. I
Yeah.
have to come in at a certain time, I have to leave at a certain time, I have certain responsibilities. It's something like med school where, maybe you have a certain number of classes in a day, you
Yeah.
go attend the
Exactly.
classes, then you have time. You go, you do volunteering or you do all these other extracurricular activities. Residency is not going to be like that. You have a lot of requirements. You have to do certain scholarly projects and quality improvement and whatnot. But that is in addition to your day job. So I think
Yeah.
that's where people struggle a lot also. And, first year intern can be pretty challenging. Then again, from residency, if they're going on then to fellowship, I think by then most people are more prepared, they're more mature, they have really realized what it's all about. And especially when you choose fellowship at that point in time, most people, you know what you want to do. This is what you've been passionate about. This is what you've been waiting for. So I think that transition is a little bit easier. It can be challenging for some also, depending on the program, and maybe the program didn't turn out to be what they were expecting or the workload wasn't. But I think people fare better at that. The main issues are, again, earlier in medical school, really understand what the requirements are. And then you make that jump from medical school to residency. And the initial period there also, just getting used to now not being a student. You're still learning, but you're not really a student anymore.